When somebody asks you the question, just how fucked are we? This is the answer that you give, okay? Let me walk you through this story. So the Holocaust Museum of LA tweeted the following, or posted on Instagram, I guess, the following. Never again can't only mean never again for Jews. Holocaust Museum LA. Okay? Very, very bland, inoffensive, accurate, correct post. Basically saying, hey, we're not only against the mass slaughter of Jewish people, we're against the mass slaughter of anybody who's getting mass slaughtered. Any innocent group of people getting wiped off the map, that's bad. We're not for that. Pretty simple, right? Not much to disagree with there. So as Ryan Grimm points out, look what happened next. Ready? Holocaust Museum LA deletes that post, deletes it, and then says, Holocaust Museum LA, the first survivor-founded and oldest Holocaust museum in the country, is committed to its core mission to educate, commemorate, and inspire. We recently posted an item on social media that was a part of a pre-planned social media campaign intended to promote inclusivity and community that was easily open to misinterpretation by some to be a political statement reflecting the ongoing situation in the Middle East. That was not our intent. It has been removed to avoid any further confusion. We promise to do better, and we will ensure that posts in the future are more thoughtfully designed and thoroughly vetted. We have taken actions internally to ensure our message always remains clear and reflective of our mission to inspire humanity through truth. So this was too offensive of a message. This was too extreme of a message. If you say never again can't only mean never again for Jews, apparently a lot of people contacted Holocaust Museum and they said, the fuck it can't. It sure can mean never again only for Jews. As Ryan Grimm points out, let me read this for you here because I think this says it all. So first of all, he says speechless, no words for this. Then he says, think about how many people must have complained about the first message to get them to delete it and issue an apology. Is this some kind of fascist, anti-fascist Rorschach test? What is wrong with denouncing genocide? What am I missing? If you denounce genocide, some might think you're being critical of Israel, and we can't have that. I gotta be honest, when I read a story like this, my hope in humanity plummets even further. I didn't know my hope could get any less, but my hope is almost completely gone now, bro. For somebody to take issue with never again can't only mean never again for Jews, think of the implication there. The implication really is, no, it does mean that only for Jews. And if it's some other group, fuck them. So it almost grants Jews special victim status that nobody else is allowed. Look, I have to say, I was raised in New Rochelle, New York, and I had a great public school education. And the reason why I'm so vocal against the genocide of the Palestinians that we're currently witnessing is because of the values that that school system put in me. And the values were exactly this, that, hey, when we say never again about the Holocaust, it really does. It doesn't just mean about Jews who were wiped out in the Holocaust. It means genocide as a concept, the Holocaust as a concept. It's bad, it's wrong, no matter who the fuck it's against. What we learned is values and principles and consistency, and this is a standard you hold yourself to, a moral standard that you hold yourself to across the board. But clearly what happened is a bunch of rabid Zionist freaks who actively support what's happening in Gaza, they were outraged, and they absolutely, I'm sure, bombarded the Holocaust Museum in LA with emails and phone calls, and they said to them, how dare you? This is disgusting, this is destructive, this destroys the memory of the Holocaust, or whatever such garbage they were able to fucking pull out of their ass. But now look at where we are. Now it is controversial to say, hey, never again doesn't only mean for Jews. So that means the politically correct thing is to say never again does only mean for Jews. I really, think about how this moment is going to be viewed historically. I mean, you have flat out, you have just the world's most obvious genocide. The number of flat out bloodthirsty statements made by top Israeli officials, right? Palestinians are human animals. They don't deserve to live. They're cockroaches. They're scum. Even their children are future terrorists, so they're fair game. There are no civilians in Gaza. all these things. We're gonna cut off all the food, the fuel, the water, the electricity. You know, all the horror stories of bombing hospitals and schools and UN buildings and shooting kids in the face and starving people to death, and every day more people die. All of that's going on right in front of our eyes. And in this moment, you can't even say, hey, genocide in general is bad. You can't even say, hey, never again means for everybody. If you do that, they get overly sensitive and fucking freak out and fucking make somebody pull it down and apologize. We are looking at a manic episode. We are looking at a psychotic, bloodthirsty country going through a manic episode that are the ultimate cry bullies. And they're playing victim as they carpet bomb children. And now you have all the Zionist freaks refusing even banal anti-genocide statements. Because, God forbid, you point out the fact that what's going on in Gaza is a genocide. And I love how when they tried to clean it up, the Holocaust Museum in LA, they said the situation in the Middle East. Oh, is that what it is? It's a fucking situation in the Middle East? You make it sound like it's a fucking FIFA soccer match. A situation in the Middle East? Fuck you. Jesus Christ. What was it? The leading scholars and experts on genocide, didn't they have a vote on this recently? And it was like 86% said it was a genocide. Then you have the ICC charges, the ICJ charges, like all this shit, every fucking Amnesty International and Doctors Without Borders and every single human rights group. And they're all out there saying, yes, it's genocide. Yes, it's obvious. And we're fighting at this level. You can't even post a banal statement that means genocide in general is bad. The reaction to this has really radicalized a lot of people, rightly so. I mean, to be outraged and angry and fight tooth and nail to what? Have a monopoly on genocide or being a victim? It's just factually not true. Genocides have happened throughout history, and it's been various different groups at different times. There was an Armenian genocide. Are you not allowed to talk about that because that's downgrading or downplaying what happened to Jews in the Holocaust? Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? I would love to figure out, number one, who posted this for the Holocaust Museum LA. Number two, whatever story they got must be a fucking wild story, and I wish they would come on KKF so they could tell us what happened. Because clearly in the comment where they're trying to clean it up, they're like, oh, you know, we took care of it, and we'll make sure stuff like this doesn't happen in the future. In other words, we had one rogue person who actually thinks genocide is bad across the board, and we're firing them, and we're going to fucking put some Zionist hack in there. And that's where we are. Again, we are a nation in the midst of moral collapse. That's what it is. We are in the midst of moral collapse. Trump is building fucking concentration camps and rounding up innocent people and sending them there. He's illegally bombing Yemen and Somalia and Iran, and now he just started doing it with Venezuela, blew up a dinghy fishing boat and pretended like it was narco-terrorists and now is about to invade Venezuela further. We have all this shit going on, a fucking stupid trade war, which is just tanking our status in the world, arming and funding a genocide. And now we're at the point where we can't even issue general, banal, anti-genocide statements saying, hey, we're not supposed to mass murder any group. That's a bridge too far. Everybody's lost their goddamn mind, man. Everybody's lost their goddamn mind. And now, I think now, what everybody takes away from this is, oh, I see it now. Things I never used to understand in the past. Hey, how did they let that happen? How did they let the Armenian genocide happen? How did they let the genocide? How did they let the Holocaust happen? How did they let this happen? How did they let the rise of Hitler go? How did they let all these different... Now we all look at it and we go, oh, I see. It is fucking easy peasy. Because we're watching it again. We're going through it again, right? How did fucking they let the Great Depression happen, 1929, and all the fucking horrible economic decisions, and then everything collapses, and how'd they let that happen? We're fucking seeing it now, bitch. All of it. We haven't evolved one iota. We're the same fucking idiot apes that we were in 1938, okay? We are. We're no better than our grandparents. Not at all. And now they've just had to escalate the propaganda, right? And they've had to really work overtime to smear people with a fucking conscience who are willing to call a spade a spade. So if you ask me how fucked are we, I say, come look at this story and you tell me. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.